Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about something that may actually impact a lot of us, and that is when we are dealing with embarrassment, humiliation, not feeling heard, not feeling seen by our doctors. I clearly and distinctly remember when my doctor originally suggested antidepressants because my bloods were normal. And he just didn't understand what was happening with me. And it was kind of the only option for me at the time. And I just remember thinking, wow, this is embarrassing. This is actually infuriating. I'm feeling really uncomfortable because my whole life has collapsed. I'm not functioning. I'm not able to look after my then 5.5-month-old baby, and I'm not sleeping, and I'm really not functioning. I have all these physical symptoms that I've written a list and presented to my doctor, and he's telling me that my bloods are normal, but we can do an antidepressant. And it made me question my sanity. It made me question whether what I was feeling was all in my mind, whether I was making it up, whether it wasn't real. And I remember in a following appointment, one of the other doctors recommended that I read this book, which was all about, the mind. And I know at that point on my journey, I really wasn't ready to hear that. I felt completely betrayed. I felt like it was a dismissal of what I was saying. So, for me, the thing is that I've come to realize that illness isn't in the mind, but it's also not completely separate from it. And what I've understand over my journey of healing and what I now incorporate and work with my clients is that our energy field, our emotions, our beliefs, our consciousness all play a part in how our health is expressed through the physical body. So it's not that your body is betraying you, or it's broken, or it's failing you, or it's not working. To the contrary, it's actually communicating with you, and every single symptom, every imbalance, every sign of dis-ease is a way that the body is saying, hey, you need to just have some time to go within. We really need to look at how we bring your energy back into harmony. So for years, I did everything right. I did the perfect diet. I followed my protocols and did the supplements, and then I studied, and then I fine-tweaked it even more, and I did the functional lab test to make sure that I had all of the scientific information to back everything. And they were really, really helpful, really helped me. I reduced toxins. I did every hack I could do. Infrared sauna, grounding mats, getting an in-house filter, using everything I could to change my health. And throughout this journey, it's been a beautiful process, and we're all exactly where we need to be. I've come to realize that it's so much more, and it's really a lot to do with our energy. And that's what kind of drove me on the path to study more around energy healing. It took me on a path to look at spiritual mastery, and then also look at the role of consciousness and how that interacts with the physical world. And that's when I've come to realize really that true healing only begins when we work with the field of energy that is within us. People say it's outside of us, but it's really in us, and it's the part that is informing the body. So when our energy field is chaotic, it's blocked, it's got gunk in it, it's going to present in our symptoms. And if our energy field is fluid, it's open, it's full of light, it's also going to be reflected in the way that our body is presenting. So healing isn't really about one thing. We want to incorporate all aspects. We want to look at the science. So the functional lab testing come in really, really, it's very helpful. We want to incorporate the component of how we fuel our body, so diet. we want to look at the mind and the role that the mind is playing on a day-to-day basis, because that's absolutely imperative. And we want to see how the mind is interacting with our energy field and what the information, how that information is then coming back to us in a biological sense. So this is why really I believe, this is my opinion, that profound healing only happens when we address all of those aspects. We need to look at nutrition for functional support, the mind through the awareness, mindset, what's happening there with our thoughts, and that's a huge part for all of us to address. And then the energy work as well, which can be done through very specific practices through yourself, but also through me with you. And that is really how I believe I have healed my thyroid. It's really an amalgamation of all of that, putting all of that together has really changed things for me. It's not diet alone, it's not supplements alone, it's not testing alone, it's not just mindset alone. It's really bringing all of that into a state of alignment to bring inner harmony. So if you've ever been in that position where you've gone to your doctor and they've looked at your bloods and they're normal, and you felt really like you were going crazy, or you felt unheard or unseen because you're feeling like it is all in your mind, I just want to share with you, one, I really understand that feeling and how that made me feel was awful. But I really also want to invite you that this is a beautiful time for you to really start to look at what is happening with you. There's no blame for what's happening with you, no internal blame needed. It's in fact very empowering. You know, healing is not about fixing things that's broken. It's actually a really beautiful gift for you to take aligned action, to start walking on the path of remembering who you are. So it really is about bringing that connection back in with our higher self, because without that, we're not in alignment. We cannot be in inner harmony. It's only when we are truly connecting back to the voice of the higher self that we can heal, and also that we can be in alignment on this journey in this physical body. So if this message is something that resonates with you, then you can book in and maybe you want to take it further and you want to work on this in more depth. You can book in for a free 30-minute connection and clarity call with me. The details are below in this video. And maybe you know of someone who's really struggling and could benefit from having this information. So please feel free to share this with a friend or family member that you feel can benefit from hearing this. Because ultimately, you know, when we start working on all of these components, we're getting a long-lasting transformation. It's not a quick fix. We're really trying to remember everything we already know. And each of us have to do that on our own. You know, no one has the blueprint for that. It's a beautiful journey for each of us to walk and be part of that unfoldment. And it's going to be through all the seasons that we get to walk. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, then you can do so. And if you enjoyed the content of this video, then please go ahead and like this video. And with that said, I would love to wish each and every one of you a really beautiful day. Bye for now.